Hi, it's Maria. It is 10 to 4 on Tuesday, and I'm not ashamed to be still in my dressing gown because I do a lot of my best work in my dressing gown. I tend to get up and just go for it. So I let myself have a bit of a sleep in this morning because I was still very stressed last night when I was going to bed, and it took me a long time to wind down. And I got up this morning and I did my intention setting for the day. I wrote my daily affirmation. I haven't gotten around to doing my Focus A story yet or my meditation because I started to get stuck in gently to the website. But first, I want to show you that I did actually go back outside again yesterday evening, and I did a bit more cleaning up outside. Exactly as I suspected, it's still #12 Monday, and the dinner's on cooking now, and now I actually feel like tackling some of these, but it's hard because it actually goes against my belief system to pull dandelions. So anyway, here's the before, and let's see what the after looks like in a few minutes. So I've made a start. It's not perfect yet, but it's a start. I'm taking away my dandelions, which has been really hard for me because it completely goes against my belief system. Can't take away the forget-me-nots because I have a very strong sense from my granny. And maybe after I have my dinner, I might start around here. Who knows? I might even get around here to this side of school, as I call it, and start clearing all the way along there this evening. But that one over there, that dandelion with the flower, that sure is not going because the bees may well need that. Well, #12, day 19, and I've even taken my dandelion out over there that was growing. So I've had a good first go all along here. Chopped a tree thing out that was growing along outside the house. So yeah, energy's definitely changing now. Maybe I should be parking the car on the other side. And then late last night, because I suppose all the time I'm shifting the energy here, and maybe that's also what my system is trying to adjust to, I got a Facebook private message to say that we're making progress on the stone and the concrete, and Enica has calculated what's required, and we're looking at a delivery plan, which is great. So then I started getting stuck into my website, and I was immediately thinking, like, what's the relevance of this to all this set of videos? And then I had to go, cop on to yourself. Your whole 3-2-1 focus this time around is all about growing your business and growing your audience. And of course, the website is a huge part of that. That is my whole door to the world. So what I've realized now that I've gone to make this the sort of the main part of the video that everything sits into, I have 21 clips to share with you of what I've been doing over the last 24 hours. So I'm going to spin along in through those for you now, and you can see what's after happening for me for the day. So now I'm looking at the back of my website, at my events page, and I'm looking at the last one-day workshop that was scheduled, which was for December of 2018. And yeah, I've already got those 3 magical auras written there: relax, review, and refocus. So I'm looking at all this and going, is my head going to be able to work out all the bits I've got to work out today to schedule the events I want to schedule and to do all the write-ups, because I'm still feeling really quite frazzled and my nervous system is still really buzzing. And of course, the last thing I should be doing is drinking coffee, but it's the first thing I always reach for when I need some self-approval and a boost. So it's amazing how we do things that are completely wrong for ourselves to support ourselves, but I suppose that's part of being human, isn't it? I've been writing my daily affirmation there in my in my journal. So that's my 321 focus journal. And there, of course, is the almost empty pot of coffee. And there's still some coffee here in my other mug this time. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. But um, I'm hoping that I'll just ground myself down, and I think I might just start by doing what I always do a list of what I need to do to create all these events. And, really, if I'm honest, it's very straightforward because I'm only creating one workshop with many dates, and I'm creating one Jumpstart Your Life course with many dates as well. And I can just copy it. So, when I start working on it on paper, it's not such a huge task. But before I start right this minute, it's all feeling just a little bit too much for how much of me is here today. So one of the first things I have to do is actually get on here to Canva. And you can see in the background here, there's an awful lot of work that goes in, and it's just really making me realize just how much work I do for all of the things I create online. And anybody who's creating stuff online, you know the amount of work goes in to making everything look really, really good and really, really slick. But I am, pardon the pun, focusing in here on this Focus 2019 because this one here to the right, as I'm looking on, that's the size it has to be, because when I create things on my website, I have to make sure not only because I usually create it on my laptop, I have to also make sure that it's going to look good on mobile, and Squarespace moves things around. So this is the format here I've got to work with. And I think I need a new name. So I'm thinking Nourish Me Workshop might be nice or something. I'm just going to come up with the right name now for this workshop, because I think having the right name is going to be really important. So I was playing around with different names, and I just duplicated the Focus 2019, and I thought, well, what is this really? It's time for me. And so that's what I'm going to call this one-day workshop. Time for me, one-day workshop. And this feels really, really right. And yeah, I'm ready to go and start setting this up now. So I've uploaded my image and changed the event URL, and this is feeling really good. So I've updated all the text now and changed the date. And I've also made sure, very good point raised by my great friend Anna Stanhope, who's the person who's been behind me do my newsletter and always pushing me forward on social media. And Anna pointed out to me that I needed to make sure that that people could arrive on the train in time to do the course, because that would be a lovely day out. So yeah, I have said arrive from 10:45 for an 11 o'clock start, because the train from Dublin gets in about 20 past 10, but the train from Sligo likewise arrives at about 5 to 11, and I'm only 5 minutes by taxi anyway from the train station. So I've taken that into account. Yeah, and I have just tweaked the wording, and now I'm ready to actually save and publish. So let's see what it looks like. So just checking here what my website actually looks like now. Event schedule and prices. And what have we got down here? And here we are. Here it is. Time for me, one-day workshop. Book now. Yeah, so I can actually duplicate that really easily and schedule in all of the Time for Me workshops. And that feels really, really, really good. Just want to check now how this is going to look on mobile. So yeah, that's looking fine on mobile. It's completely legible, which is so important. Yeah, happy days. So I'm really letting you into the inner sanctum now, and my very much my creative process, because something still just didn't feel right. And yeah, I think it's time to call this a retreat, not a workshop, because a retreat is exactly what we need to renew ourselves. And just by calling it a retreat and not a workshop, it just changes the energy of it all. So I'm going to have to go running around now and change workshop to retreat on my wall planner as well. And I'm going back to change the details on my website. So this just feels so good now. And also just on the color, I always find even when I'm sharing affirmations that I channel, I always know when the color feels right, and that color feels really, really, really good. So yeah, I'm really excited about this now, and definitely one day retreat is, yeah, that really feels like what it's all about. So the next thing I have to do is actually get over myself, because I hate giving 5% away to Stripe and PayPal, or whatever the percentages I give if I sell through my website. And do you know what? It's time to actually create products and allow people, well, for the workshops anyway, to buy through my website, and give PayPal the percentages, because it's just going to make my life an awful lot easier if people can pay by card and they can pay on the spot and book their place. So I'm going to go and set up the products now, and I'm also thinking that I should set up my Jumpstart classes here too, and allow people to pay their deposits via PayPal, and they can pay the balance directly to my bank account. Yeah, because then everybody can see exactly what's going on. So yeah, this is actually involving me really getting over myself, but it feels good. It's time to stop these last pieces of lack that I'm still carrying in myself, feeling that if I give 5% to PayPal, I'm going to be short somewhere else. So yeah, it's like cop on to yourself, Maria Burke O'Clock here now. And it's actually not that straightforward, because at the moment my shop is called an e-shop. Um, so I actually need to go and change this as well before I go forward. So changing from e-shop to shop has meant that, which is something I really didn't want to get involved in today, but I've had to start rewriting the text for my shop. And I'm also thinking I should be putting my cards and books up this way as well, as opposed to the other way that I have it at the moment. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes I'm going to have to make here. And one of the really tricky ones is actually going to be changing the links, because at the moment my shop is, the link is e-courses, and yeah, it's linked into a lot of other stuff on the website, so it's complicated, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I'm going to just keep at it. Slowly, 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 we'll do it. I am just so excited here. I have actually worked out how to put in multiple dates. I've set the whole thing up for the Time for Me One Day Retreat. Yeah, and I have it in my shop. And so I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and change the links on this now before I go any further. So it's going to be a big job, and yeah, but I'm going to go slowly at it. So, but it's all, do you know what? I'm actually now getting to do something that I've been putting on the long finger for a long time, and I'll be so relieved when it's done. So I haven't been brave enough yet to change the link, but I've changed the title of the page, and now I'm just going to move my shop, which is currently not linked in. I'm going to move it up so it is between contacts and free stuff. So now here I am under my event schedule, and yeah, I've changed e-courses to shop, which was a bit stressful. Welcome new and loyal clients. And here you can see, okay, so these are my online challenges, 3, 2, 1 focus on at the moment. And I've actually set up my 6 dates for the Time for Me retreat. There's 3, 2, 1 focus for September coming up as well. with the last one-day retreat currently scheduled for the 26th of October. Yeah, and I've worked out how to, if you go to book now, look at this, it's all great. I have it right to the shop is working, and here we are, and select your date and the quantity and purchase, and it's like, oh my goodness, this feels so good. And there's just eight places available per retreat, and the website is going to monitor that for me so that once the places are gone, the places are gone. So yeah, I'm moving on to a whole new space now today. So I was about to call it quits on the website, because like it's 20 to 3 in the afternoon. I haven't had my breakfast yet because that's what happens to me. I forget to eat when I'm all excited. It's like I just go into this adrenaline space. So I've lived in a pot of coffee so far today, which is definitely not healthy. But I just decided to take a little sneak in at the back of my events page, and Jumpstart Your Life is already up here. I already had it scheduled before. The course actually never took place, but it's very quick for me to copy this and to actually schedule in my Jumpstart Your Life courses and to set up the product as well. I could have all this done in half an hour, and I could have everything then scheduled right up to the end of December, that I could have it all available for sale in my shop. And then I suppose the next thing will be I'll have to put my books and my cards up properly to sell. But yeah, so I'm going to get on with this, because then when I get this done, I know I'm going to be starving. I was just creating the November Jumpstart Your Life event on my website when I heard a van driving in, and I'm going, holy moly, I'm still in my dressing gown. Who in God's name is this? And it turned out to be Alex from the hardware store, who was coming to measure up and discuss the options with me for the stove for the classroom. So I've got loads of drawings on my wall now, which is great because I'm going to have to paint it anyway. Yeah, so the plan looks like it's going to be that the stove is going to go in here. So just as you come in the door, the first thing you're going to be greeted with is going to be the beautiful warm stove with the nice fire burning to welcome everybody into my classroom. So this is getting very, very, very real now. And yeah, he's gone off to talk to Mark, and they're going to come back to me with the costing for this. Yeah, happy days. So I have my jump starts all for courses set up the 17th of September, 18th September, and the 2 for November, including the Saturday class. And do you know what? This just feels really, really, really fantastic. It really does feel fantastic. So look, it is #11. It's also the 11th of June, and in numerology I am an 11, so it's a really powerful day I'm feeling for me. And you know what, my dinner is on now. I completely skipped breakfast and lunch. There's no point, it's too late in the day. The dinner's on, and I want to go get washed and dressed and have my dinner and have the evening off, because I've got to give myself credit that making these videos is also another part of me doing my work. Yes, another thing actually I just wanted to touch on before I go. I also was nudged to the check that I had from doing the ATM challenge with Patricia Lowen. I was nudged to put a plus on that. So here's how I did that. Just been nudged to do is to add a little plus over here to my magic check from the universe. And I actually wrote this on the 28th of May. When I was doing the ATM challenge. And it's not my first check. My very first check I wrote for myself back in, I remember distinctly, it was my sister's birthday on the 17th of February 2007, having watched The Secret here in my sitting room. So the 28th of May is my son's birthday. It's also the anniversary of me being a finalist in the Young Businesswoman of the Year in 2000, so 19 years later. And so I had an amount written in here, the exact amount that I wrote all those years ago. It's a lot of money. I'm not going to show you what it is, but I've just been nudged to put a plus in there because maybe I'm actually limiting myself by only having that amount in there. When so it's not aligned with the other check, which is for the jackpot on the wall in my classroom. And just the final thing I want to touch base about before I go is that when I was sitting doing quite a bit of kind of grounding and meditation before I started doing my website this morning, I had to remind myself of something I'm always sharing, and that is that if you're visualizing, it's actually more powerful than doing. Because 17 seconds of visualization is 20 hours of physical work. And if you double the seconds to 34, you add a zero on the end, and that's 200 hours of physical work. And then if you go to 68 seconds of visualization is the equivalent of 2,000 hours of work. And so when I was sitting there this morning and I was actually, visualizing my office, and now the vision is even changing because the stove isn't going to be where I thought it was going to be, but that was work. And I have to remind myself that that's the thing I need to do before I go and take action. Because after all, there's a reason I call my business Inspiraction, because when you take action from a place of being inspired, it is much more powerful. So on that note, our challenge for today is, yes, on that note, our challenge for today is just to become conscious of what you're thinking about, especially first thing in the morning and last thing at night, because that's when our thoughts are most, when our mind is most, I suppose, fertile, and those thoughts can take seed and germinate very fast. So start to consciously put in your dreams last thing at night and first thing in the morning. And see how that goes for you. And I look forward to seeing you on another video again soon. Take care. Bye.